Hello everyone, this is Ashani from Cheenta.com. In this video, we will learn a very interesting technique to solve polynomial related problems using complex numbers. We will use a problem from a mathematical Olympiad and illustrate how this technique works. It can be used in many other scenarios. So the problem says that there is x to the power 2025, a huge power of x, and you are dividing it using this particular fourth power polynomial, x to the power 4 plus x cubed plus 2x squared plus x plus 1. You are dividing this by this. And you want to know what is the remainder. In fact, the problem says find out R3. That means find the value of the remainder at x equal to 3. So of course the remainder will also be a polynomial, right? If you divide a polynomial by another polynomial, then the remainder itself will also be a polynomial. Okay, what else do we know about the remainder? We know that since it's when we divide by a fourth power, when we divide by a fourth power, the remainder will be at most third power. Think about it. This is at most a cubic. Why is that? Because if it's fourth power, then we can again divide it by this fourth degree polynomial and get an even smaller remainder. Smaller in the sense the degree of x will be smaller. Okay, so we know it's a cubic. Of course, it could be a quadratic, it could be a linear, it could be a single number. Single numbers, let's say if the number is 5, you can think of it as a 0 degree polynomial, right? So it's at most a cubic. So what I'll do is I'll just write remainder x as ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Now some of you may say, okay, what if it's a quadratic? How do you know? Well, if it's a quadratic, we will figure it out. If it's a quadratic, then a will be 0. That's it, right? So it's very simple. It's a general form, and whether it's a quadratic or whether it's a cubic, whether it's a linear, it depends on the values of the coefficients. Okay, so we understand this. Now, let us write this down using something called the division algorithm. What is a division algorithm? It says that, well, informally speaking, it says that if you have a dividend and if you are dividing by something, so divisor times quotient plus remainder. This is what, informally speaking, this is what the division algorithm is. If you divide something by something, you will have a quotient and you will have a remainder, and you can write it like this. It's very simple. We have seen it before. We have done it during arithmetic as well as algebraic manipulations. So I'll be using this thing to solve this problem. So I will write this equation, x to the power 2025 equals to x to the power 4 plus x cubed plus 2x squared plus x plus 1 times some quotient plus ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d plus, okay, that's it, plus d. Okay, so cx plus d. Okay, so now comes the part where we will be using complex numbers. We have discussed complex numbers numerous times in this particular channel. It's one of my favorite tools to solve geometry, to solve algebra. There is an excellent book on complex numbers called Complex Numbers from A to Z by T2 Andrescu. It's a beautiful book, has a lot of Olympiad level problems, you should definitely check it out. How do we want to solve it using complex numbers? We will be using a factorization of this thing. How can we factorize this? A very simple factorization. Let me do that. X to the power 4 plus x cubed. I'll write 2x squared as x squared plus x squared. X squared plus x squared is 2x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, so this is, I can take x squared common from here. This is x squared plus x plus 1. And I can take 1 common from here. So this is x squared plus x plus 1. So we have x squared plus 1 and x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, so we have factorized this thing. We have factorized the divisor. How does it help us? It helps us because we can immediately see what makes each of these pieces 0. There is a technical way of calling them. They're the roots of these algebraic expressions. Roots means the input values that makes that thing 0. So what makes x squared plus 1 0? Well, x equals to I, the imaginary number I square equals to -1. Maybe you have seen it in a complex number class. So x equals to I is a root of x squared plus 1. The other part is also very interesting. X squared plus x plus 1. If you have seen cube roots of unity, then you will immediately realize that the two roots of this are omega and omega square. What are omega and omega square? Omega is, let me write it here, omega is -12 plus root 3 by 2 I, and omega square is -12 minus root 3 by 2i. So if you are seeing this for the first time, I really feel sad because this is such a beautiful area of mathematics, and I am going to just mention it once here and directly use it instead of explaining what these are and how this can be, geometrically and otherwise be thought about. So I'm sorry, but if you can watch other videos in this channel on this topic, or you can read the book that I mentioned. It has wonderful intuition about the cube roots of unity. One way to think about it is, you want x cubed to be 1. You want a number which when raised to the power 3 is 1. Turns out omega and omega square are two such numbers. If you cube it, it becomes 1. You can check this. If you cube this thing, it becomes 1. That's why it's called a cube root of unity. The other cube root of unity is, of course, 1 itself. If you cube 1 itself, you'll get 1. So 3 cube roots of unity. Okay, so we have the cube roots of unity, we have the imaginary number. How do we plan to use it? What we will do is we will plug this into the system and try to figure out A, B, C, D. And while doing that, you will learn a very important tool of how to use complex numbers in this sort of context. Okay, so let's plug in I because that's the easiest one. I to the power 2025. This part is 0, right? Because if I plug in I, I'm basically plugging in I here, and I squared plus 1 is 0. So this part is 0. So this entire thing becomes 0. Great news. This part I have to write. So A times I cube plus B times I square plus C times I plus D. Okay, I to the power 2025. What is that? Well, I is, of course, it's I square is -1, I cube is I square times I, so this is -1 times I, which is minus I, and I to the power 4 is 1. because you again multiply a minus I, minus of minus 1, it's 1. So every fourth power of I is 1. 2024 is the fourth power of I. So we can write it as I to the power 2024 times I. And this is 1. Every fourth power of I is 1. So, and this part is actually A times I cube is minus I. So A times minus I plus B times minus 1 plus C times I plus D. Okay, so we are done with the first part almost, because let me write it in a different slide. So this is I equals to A times minus I plus B times minus 1 plus C times I plus D. Let's isolate the imaginary part and the real part. So basically imaginary part is whatever is multiplied to I. So we will calculate that. So we have C minus A times I, and here we have D minus B. D minus B, that's the real part, and this is the imaginary part. So what is the imaginary part? You can immediately now compare stuff. That's the great part of this. So this is 0 plus 1 times I, right? So this is 0, the real part is 0, and the imaginary part is 1. So C minus A is equal to 1, and B minus D is equal to 0, or B is equal to D. So you see what I did, right? I compared the real part with the real part, 0 with the D minus B. I compared the imaginary part with the imaginary part. And then I sort of computed what's happening. It's awesome because we kind of can separate out the imaginary part and the real part. That's great. Okay. We can do the same trick by plugging in omega. So let's do that. So omega to the power 2025 is equal to A times omega cube, B times omega square, C times omega plus D. What is omega to the power 2025? 2025 is a multiple of 3. You can check this. How can you check this? There are multiple ways of checking this. 2025, you just add the numbers, 2 plus 2 plus 5, it's 9. It's a multiple of 3. So that's a test whether something is divisible by 3 or not. So omega to the power 2005 is actually omega cube to the power something, and omega cube is 1. So this part is just 1. Awesome. And this one is A, omega cube is 1, plus B times, I have to write down omega square. What is omega square? Omega square is minus half minus root 3 by 2I plus C times minus half plus root 3 by 2I plus D. That's it. So I can again do the same trick. I can compare the real part with the real part, and I can compare the complex part with the complex part, or the imaginary part with the imaginary part. So let's see if I can do that. So I have 1 equals to, 1 is the left hand side, that's equals to let's put it here, A minus B by 2 minus C by 2 plus D. This is the real part. Let's look at the complex part. The complex part or imaginary part is root 3 by 2I C minus B. Okay? Just I am combining root 3 by 2I C minus B, multiplying stuff and taking root 3 by 2I common. Okay, so what can we say? First thing, this thing has no real imaginary part. So this is 1 plus 0 times I. So this C minus B must be 0, or C is equal to B. C minus B is 0 or C is equal to B. And what do we know about this? We know that this is equal to 1. Our problem is actually complete now. Why? Let's write down all that stuff that we know. We know that B by 2, A minus B by 2 minus C by 2 plus D is equal to 1. We know B is equal to C. We know these two relationships as well. C minus A is 1, B minus D is 0. C minus A is 1 and B minus D is 0, or B equals to D. You have 4 variables and you have 4 equations. 4 real numbers, 4 variables, A, B, C, D, 4 coefficients that you did not know about. And you have 4 equations, so you can solve for A, B, C, D. And if you solve for A, B, C, D, you will get ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. So for example, B is equal to D, so you can just replace D by B. B is equal to C, so you can just replace C by B as well. C minus 1 is equal to A, so and C is B, so you can replace A by B minus 1. This is your final thing. Now you can replace, you can find out the value of B from here. So A is B minus 1, C is B, D is B. So these two cancel off, B becomes equal to 2. So you have 2 minus 1, 2, 2, 2. So x cubed plus 2x squared plus 2x plus 2, this is your final expression for the remainder. You wanted to find out R3, just plug in x equal to 3 in this expression. Okay, so I hope you learned something, and if you did, give the final answer in the comment section. And let's list down whatever we learned. We learned cube roots of unity, how to use them, imaginary numbers, how to use them, how to use the division algorithm to split the entire big expression x to the power 2025 into bits and pieces, and how we can compare the real part and the imaginary part to solve for the remainder. It's a wonderful technique. You can use it in other problems as well. I hope you learned something. If you did, please subscribe to our channel. We have wonderful videos on maths, physics and computer science Olympiads, research projects for school students, and leadership projects where you can work with businesses and solve real world problems. So I think you will love the offerings that we have. Check the link in the description for more detail. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.